The depths of Fel'Than includes mature themes that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This is The Depths of Fel'Than, Episode 15, Grave of Eden, Part B.
I don't think Noni allows that.
She comes over and shoves a spoon in her mouth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hits her with the frying pan.
Poked her with the frying pan, and she opens her mouth to yell, I shove a spoon.
Roll persuasion.
17 plus something.
Dude.
Persuasion plus 1. 8.
That's a pretty good persuasion to make you eat.
I swallow that spoonful. Yay! Don't do that. That tickles.
Ooh, it just got real.
Does soup.
No. It is delicious.
I'm too depressed to eat.
Almost calming at the same time. It was made with love. You know, this isn't some, thigh of some drow elf. This was made for you.
Snow Lipton soup. Not cup of soup. Gayla eats a few more.
So,
yeah, she does.
Jeez.
Ornell, you guys pack up your things, you and Gaelwyn. Gaelwyn,
Do I like her?
she was your stepdaughter?
Yeah, but do I like her? I just feel like, she was just
She's
kind of
literally
added
one of
into
your
this-
children.
No, well, she's not my child. She's the child of the man who abused me. But
They did love you, though, the children.
the children did. She was dropped in so quickly, and then I forgot she existed. So I didn't have a chance to figure out what my attachment was to her. So she's fine. I'm happy for her.
She does come over and she takes you by the hand. She says, "Oh, thank you, Asta. I very much,
What is your name? It's my name.
very
She might
much,
be the only person who ever knows my real name.
I very much appreciate you visiting me. It brought back some hard memories, but maybe it was for the good." She glances over at Ornell. And Ornell's over there talking to Frank.
Did you just wink?
Yeah. Of course it was good. It's me.
Ornell is over
Roll
there
performance.
talking to Frank.
We had to.
And Tanith ends up coming out as kind of hears the grumblings and smells the food and stuff. And
Smells of food, yeah.
you end up
Food.
telling him that you're leaving, and he shakes your hand. You guys have already went to the bar and had his retirement party, and it was a blast. So he gives you a good salute, and the clap on your arm and the nod that not too many of his folk get to retire.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he says he's in his own way to live the rest of your life, live well. He gets a bowl of soup, or a cauldron of soup, and walks back to his
Cauldron just.
Erlon, you guys would have noticed, hasn't returned to the Mets. He's probably gone down to the Mine 3 to assist down there. He seems to enjoy that particular location. He's helping the dwarves with their mining and learning and doing other such things. And the night goes by. You guys find sleep. If you guys wanted to do anything in the night roleplay-wise, or we're going to just move on to the next piece. Do you have anything, Robin?
Not really, just cleaning up.
Sounds good. I suppose that would be a big... Since there's no help anymore, it's on you guys to...
Yeah.
So that makes perfect sense. You spend the evening cleaning up the manse and repairing what broken furniture there is. Nani's in the kitchen the whole time doing her thing. Galus...
Staring Galus down the whole time.
I'm just smoking. I'm just sitting in a chair in the corner. Just lost.
Frank comes over, sits by you, got a deck of cards in his hands, and he says, "Why don't you come on, play some 3-card with me. For funsies. No money."
That's something right there.
Yeah.
For funsies with Frank. Frank doesn't do funsies.
Can't believe I just said that.
Frank doesn't do funsies. That's
Other Frank.
how you know.
We have to make some links here,
That's how you know what state Galus is in, is when Frank says funsies.
Yeah. When there's no money involved.
Yeah.
Galus just pats his hand and lets him deal it out.
Oh, jeez.
The crowd around the crystal sphere in the middle of District 1 is a buzz. There are people running with boxes and bags. You can see a dozen different bards singing, performing tricks. You can see this one bunch of rather short gnomes call themselves the Brothers Barrel. And they have 6 or 7 barrels around, and one goes in one barrel and he pops out another barrel, 2 away, and then ducks down again, and 2 more pop of 2 other barrels. And then one's feet come out of one barrel and one's head come out of another barrel. You can see dwarves and other races from around Fel'Than throwing money in hats, different ones. There's bards singing about.
It's Christmas, right?
Exactly. It is
I'm
the
just picturing the
celebration
opening
of Haldera.
scene from How They're Gonna Steal Christmas in Whoville when they're
Yeah.
all like toddling around.
That's cool.
Yahoo door.
And
Christmas isn't far away.
there we go.
We're in here somewhere.
Yep. And as you're walking through, it's a familiar sight to you, but you haven't seen it in a really long time. It's Delkik.
Delkek, yeah.
Delkik, you find yourself in the Shears once again, after being abroad for quite some time. Nobody has looked at you wrongly or pointed you out for the past little while. You've been here a few weeks, and mainly down in the bad air, the Korg, down in the Korg. That's where you've been the past few weeks, but you can't really find any leads of what you're trying to find out down there. Now you know it's a hotbed of activity for your side of the line, but you just can't work it out. Either someone does know you and they're blocking you, or you're just not being able to get enough. So you decided to make your way up to the Dragon's Fang. I'm renaming it because I don't know why I didn't name it that in the first place. It's stupid.
The Dragon's Tooth.
Yeah, the Dragon's Tooth is stupid, right? It's stupid, so stupid. The Dragon's Fang is what it is. It's this big structure. Imagine a cone sticking down from the top of the mountain, downwards. And at the bottom of it is the crystal sphere.
Okay.
Up beside it you can see buildings built straight up into 8 different districts. And it's almost a vertical New York City.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's very busy, very packed. There are 8 different districts, which you're fully aware of, and they all have their different means. But you're making your way up. And you know that to speak with anybody in the Knights of the Oros, you have to get to the Dragon's Tooth. So, you know that there are several ways to get up there. There are the trams, there are the stairs. Whichever way would you like to take?
Probably let's go with the trams, just so that it's a little more inconspicuous. I can just kind of blend in.
Okay. There are plenty of people in the trams. It's pretty well packed. You have to wait for the second one to go up to get in there, but you go in, mark 10 gold off of your sheet.
I'll just say, I mean, what do I even start with that?
Did you get equipment from the pre-gen?
Yeah, it was just the armor, the cloak, and then just my...
Mark yourself down 50 gold anyway, since you're level 2 right now. You would have had a little bit of stockpile from things.
I was going to say, I don't even know what I start with for...
It's probably like 15 gold from
It's generally your background.
yeah, your background. What's your background?
I was going to say, we kind of homebrewed that, I think.
Oh, that's right, Fallen Noble. Fallen
Fallen
Noble,
Noble,
you're right. So
So I think...
he would have 25 gold using
25?
as a Fallen Noble, so make it 50 because you're at level 2 and you've been doing your thing for a while.
Yep.
Panhandling.
Panhandling, yep, pretty much.
So I have those singing birds.
Yeah, I was gonna pop it in and out of barrels.
The Brothers Barrel.
The Brothers Battle. What a name. I like it.
That's a good name for like a beer company.
Yeah, the Barrel Brothers. Yeah, that would be good. If Zach and I ever start a brewery, that's our name.
Barrel Brothers Brewery. The BBB.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even think of that. That's true. B3.
So it takes about 2.5 hours to go up
Okay.
to the certain height, and you get out to a very less populated area. It's very bare with people. It doesn't seem to have the Heldaran celebration or the significance of it up here. There's no decorations. The lights up here are also not of the multicolored greens, yellows, reds, and blues that are everywhere else. This is the district, the military district, where the crew have their stronghold in the very top, where they basically protect the city. Anybody that's coming through, it's kind of got to go through here or the main doors. So you are up there. As you're walking over towards the Dragon's Tooth, I'll get you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
No, I was going to say, well, I actually have not generated my stats yet, so we may have to come
that's
back for
right.
that.
No, we're not. And we're going to make your stats right now, my friend.
Yes,
Let's roll some stats.
Live.
I forgot we were going to do it in the intro, but at the start, but I totally went by.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. So,
Here we go. This is my favorite time.
Woo! Everybody's favorite time.
Sit up.
That's a big one.
That's decent right off the bat.
It's a 17. That's going to
Your
help.
wife
That's a
will
decent
die
one.
there, sir.
I just stole your die for jotting these down. I apologize. I should have asked.
It's okay.
That's a loosely?
You like
Oh, I'll just make a note on my phone.
Okay.
Oh, another decent one. 11. Not horrible.
Yeah.
It was 4D. It was 4d6 and then drop the lowest.
Yep.
And then
46
that was
drop the lowest.
And that was the same for the stats.
And then roll 7 stats. Drop the lowest.
All right. So 6, 3, and 1. So that's 10.
Not bad.
Not horrible.
That's not bad.
Average.
There's a lot of average in this party.
Indeed. 5, 4, and 3. So that's 9, 12. All right.
You got the 17, so count yourself lucky for that one.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when I rolled an 18 for Karak, Zach was just like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah. Oh, that's not
There we
bad.
go. 14. That's not bad.
That's a good second stat.
I was gonna say I'm actually having some decent. Let's see what we got. So 6, 9, 11. So we got 2 11s in there. So that's not
Special for the
horrible.
hit.
5 and 1 more.
You have choices.
Let's see. See what we got for this last one. There we go. 6, 5, and 2.
That's a popular combination for you today.
Yes, it is. So 13.
Okay. High, high, low.
Yes.
Hidey, hidey, hidey.
Hidey, hidey,
Hi.
Excellent. So that
Is
is.
7 stats?
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
So I'm dropping my 10 because
That's
that
a
was
good
the lowest.
That's good. If that's the one you gotta drop, you're doing okay.
Yes.
Alright, scaling back, I asked you to roll something for me.
Yes. I can't remember what that was now.
Ah, that's right. It was a Constitution saving throw.
Oh Jesus.
Yes. As you were walking
Oh,
across towards the Dragon's Fang, I'll get you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh man, this is gonna go badly already. Jeez, that is a 7 on the die.
7. As you're walking down this corridor, you can feel a twist and a change in gravity as something's pulling you to the side, and you walk a few more feet, and you grab your stomach and you drop to a knee, and you feel like you're going to vomit, but you stand back up and you keep walking, and you come out of the tunnel, and as you were traveling up the walls, or you took the tram, sorry.
Yep.
As you came out of the tram, you could see that the Dragon's Fang, you could look down at it, and it went all the way down. But as you come out of the corridor, when you look down, you're looking at the bottom of the Fang. When you look up, you're looking at the top of it, the point, the crystal sphere way down at the bottom.
Gravity's messed up here.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Just so you're aware.
Sketchy shit.
Erlon and I have suffered that already.
Ugh, gross.
There is a walkway, a flat walkway that kind of inclines upwards and around the Dragon's Fang itself. It's about 20 or 30 feet. I'd say 30 feet. I think that's what I said it was.
Okay.
30 feet out. And every so often you can see a door set inside to your right-hand side, and every now and then there's a shop. But very limited on this area compared to where you compared to the rest of the shears.
Yes.
Whereas the rest is a very busy place. This seems to be almost a gated-off community.
Well, time to do some sneaking around. See what we can find out. So let's just kind of head down the walkway as trying to just kind of weave in and out of whatever crowds there might be.
There is barely any.
Barely anything?
Yeah, you can see on the doors, not every door is guarded, but there are guards. There are Dragonborn dressed in black armor guarding the doors. Every now and then there's a kind of an opened hole in the wall where there's a fire pit in the middle, and you can see many soldiers and other people dressed in more finer garb as well, but mostly Knights of the Oros here.
Okay. So, I think what we'll do then is, just as he's walking, he's still wearing all of his very dark kind of, leathers and his cloak. He's just going to pop his hood up, and he's just going to make a beeline for where he's been there before. He's going to head to, for the intelligence office.
Okay, that would be inside, so you'd have to get inside one of the doors.
Okay. So we'll go for that. Well, and just because it's him and he wants to be a sneaky little bugger, he'll do that. He'll try and be as stealthy as possible, just to without tipping anybody off that he's there.
Roll that stealth.
Nat 20.
Okay. So
He's got
that's
the 20s and I've got the 1s.
Normally it's the other way around. On my other campaign that I play, I roll all just like friggin' nat 1s, and I'm like having my bard character like fall off of cliffs and like get eaten by dragons and somehow survive. So
I've been a T-Rex once.
fun.
That's true. So you shimmy up.
To it, yeah.
As you shimmy up against the wall near one of these doors, you look at the door. Roll perception for the door.
Nah, that one didn't go so well. That was a 7.
7. So you look through the door. You can't really find a seam. It's definitely inset where there's clearly a door, and you remember that these doors kind of open from one side to the other.
Right.
But there's no mechanics here. You can see this square kind of relief beside the door.
Mm-hmm. So that I would say let's have a look at that relief and see if there's like a trigger.
Your perception was what again?
7.
7? You can't really see any details in it. It just seems to be inset, rectangular shape, taller than it is wider.
Okay. Well, let's pull on her, see what happens.
Okay, so you try and put your hand in the relief. You put your hand in the relief, and nothing happens.
Fine.
Now, if this were the Legends Gauntlet, there would be a rope.
There would be a rope. Yes.
Or a sharp piece of metal.
Yes, something. Jeez. Let's. So we've got to figure out which way this door opens. So
Break it down.
break it down. Yeah, with my whole 11 strength, because that's gonna work.
My strength is only 10.
Yep.
Zax is a negative.
Oh yeah, that's
He
true.
has a negative modifier.
That is true. I
Negative
forgot about
1 or
poor
something
Erlon.
You can roll an investigation on the door.
Let's do that. That will be not gonna do me any better. That's a 5.
5. You can see that it's definitely a door. There's a space, but there's no real way to get inside and around to a locking mechanism or anything of that sort.
You could
It's just-
knock.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of defeating the point of him trying to be stealthy, but at this point that's really the only way I have to go about it. So let's just go ahead and do that.
Knocking on the door.
You got it.
Okay, you knock on the door and it doesn't really make it. It's just this very flat, thudding sound that doesn't really echo that much. It's almost like just like you're knocking on bone or something like that. A few short seconds pass and you can hear from behind you, "What the hell you think you're doing?" You can hear the indicative sound of a sword leaving a sheath.
Well, I'm looking, and just reflexively, I kind of take a quick step back from the door and I've got both of my daggers out, just in case Buddy comes at and swinging at me. But looking for the head of intelligence.
You kind of looks at you cockeyed. Roll persuasion.
That is a 8. But however, one of my class feats is with negotiation. I can re-roll with advantage once per long rest.
Sure, absolutely.
I am going to do that.
So you don't get shanked.
Dang it! That one didn't do me any better. So the other one was higher.
You're not meant to pass.
What was your
this
total?
one.
4.
4.
4 on the second one. It was 5 on the first.
Okay, and then that's plus your bonuses?
That's plus the bonuses. I've only got a +1
Wow.
to charisma.
So,
Yikes!
with his
I
natural
don't
one,
regret not taking expertise in persuasion.
Oh, you have no idea.
with his natural
Maybe for
one,
your next character.
Oh, natural 1! Thank God.
With his nat 1,
Yeah.
he gets a total of 6.
he looks at you, he squints his eyes, and he says, you'll have to give those weapons here if you'll be coming in.
He shrugs. Works enough for me. I'm so used to using Carrick's voice now. I gotta find another voice for this character.
I'll work it in. Make it feel right. He takes the other 2 daggers and he says, "Is there any else? Any more?"
He kind of looks at him. He's like, "Not now. We don't have time."
I wasn't sure which
That's
angle
not
was
the way this
from.
works.
No,
This is the equivalent of handful.
no. He just shakes his head. No.
He nods, still kind of looking at you, squinting his eyes a bit, trying to get a read on you. His natural one was terrible. He puts his hand in the slot, and you can see a slight dull glow of maybe a pale white or pale yellow, and the door moves over. You can see as you look in, it's a little bit more busy within the wall. You can see a scribe immediately walking down the hallway. You can see someone come out of a door, close it, and walk away. And he looks at you, kind of nods his head inwards.
Right. So I'll go through the door.
Okay. As you enter, the door closes behind you. You guys walk up about 30 feet to one of these rooms. He opens the door and he gestures inside and he says, "Hey, you'll have to wait in there and don't go anywhere. And take that hood down."
He just kind of shrugs and he pulls the hood down. You see the kind of a green, kind of salamander looking like guy. He's a little bit shorter than an average dragonborn. He's standing at about 5'8", 5'9", so he's a little bit slimmer as well. He's not quite as stocky as some of his brethren. That's why he went stealthy instead of brute force.
All right. So, you are in the room. He leaves and he shuts the door. About an hour passes, and some other dragonborn like you walks in. They have a folder in their hands, and they open the door and they close it and they look at you. They say, "Aye, what will you be needing here? You said you're looking for the intelligence department."
Yes, I
There's
have
an intelligent life form down here.
the only intelligent life form. Yeah, but he's Delkick just kind of stays seated in whatever space he was able to find, whether a shelf or a chair.
There was chairs in there.
Chairs?
Yep.
Okay, so he's just sitting in a chair and he just kind of turns his head around and he says, like, "You don't know who I am, do you?"
You can see this air about him, maybe sophistication, just kind of rolls his eyes and he says, "I do not care who you are."
With that, because he totally lied for getting through with extra weapons. Just with a flourish, he pulls out his short bow and aims it at him, and he says, "You probably should do well to care."
Roll intimidation.
That was a 12.
12. He stands his ground, kind of looks at you, and backs off a foot. He says, "Aye, you wait right here." And he exits the room. About 6 seconds later, the door gets kicked in and 2 guards file in. One of them immediately runs over to grapple you.
Grapple?
Yep.
I will be looking to oppose that. I guess that would be probably a strength check.
Yeah. Or acrobatics if you like. It's to get away from it.
Acrobatics is dex.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah,
That's what
let's,
she wants.
that's what we want in this situation.
That's a good idea.
Yep. Jumping. So that is that's a 6. That's an 11. Even with the bonuses. Jeez. Not doing it. He's not having a great start.
That's 11 for your acrobatics?
Yeah, it was a +5, and I got a 6 on the die.
Jesus.
He's
Okay.
not having a good day.
Yeah, you try and squirm out of the way. He grabs you. He grabs
Actually,
the...
before you go there, you know
Yeah.
what?
Hey, that's right. Use it up. Dose of inspiration. You
I'll
got it.
use that. Please give me something good.
So maybe for your next character.
I am just meant to fail this. I got the 6 again.
Wow. Yeah, so you try and duck out of
So
the way.
maybe for your next character.
Yeah, really.
You duck out of the way, but he still catches you by the shoulder, and he grabs your hand, and he smashes your hand off one of the chairs, and the blade goes flying out. And he holds you up against the wall, and he looks over and he says, "Gurk, check him."
Check him.
So he comes over and begins to search your body.
I'm on
Roll a stealth for me. The things.
Sleight of hand, maybe?
No, this is a.
Jesus Christ, this is a really shitty road. 11, even with bonuses.
Okay, so the weapons you did hide, he finds. He finds all of them.
Yeah.
He pulls them all out. There's probably like 6 daggers, a couple things you find. He takes your gold. He takes everything in your pockets.
Well, I mean, you are going to the leader of intelligence. I feel like they've done this
A few times, yeah.
They've done some cavity searches. They're not afraid to go looking.
Oh,
After
yeah.
he does his thorough search, the other guy picks you up by the ankles. So it turns out
Well, I mean, he's going to be taller and bulkier than me. He could probably do it.
So the one not holding you after he collected all your things, he puts them in a sack and he goes and bangs on the door. The door immediately opens. The same dragonborn that came in, the salamander-like one, like you, comes in and says, "So you're looking for intelligence, are you?"
And yeah, Delkek, I'm just still kind of squirming, trying to get away from this guy. But he's like, "Yes, if you'll remember, my father was once the head of this operation."
"What is your name?"
He just kind of snorts a little bit and he goes, "As the head of intelligence, I would have expected more from you."
"What is your name?"
Delkek.
you got a last name?
It's the whole.
Did you tell him your last name?
Yeah.
Okay. He writes it down. You can see some recollection in his eyes. He looks at the 2 guards and he goes, "Gruk." He nods at him. Alright. As you get 2, what's your AC? Was 14?
14, yeah.
Okay. As you get 2 big punches on the back of your head. And since you're at 10 hit points, their minimum of 5 damage
Oof.
puts you unconscious.
Wonderful.
Sorry. 3
Like I
minutes
said,
in, he's out cold.
3 minutes in, I'm already out cold. This is not going to be a great character.
It's okay. Cal will kill him off quick and you can make a new one.
Yeah, 20 minutes later. Alright, let's go.
So roll stats.
I was going to say, that'll be the first time that anybody
Yeah,
rolled
let's
stats
roll
for
stats.
two characters the same
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Hashtag shortest character ever.
Character arc denied.
world record.
Delkek, you wake up. You can't see anything. You're sitting down.
You're blind.
What do you do?
A blindfold.
Oh,
There is a cat behind you.
okay. I'm just keeping Zach updated. I'm like, and I'm already unconscious. Oh, man. Yeah, well, I can't see anything, I'm assuming. So.
Roll perception with advantage.
Already?
Sorry, with disadvantage. My
Disadvantage?
apologies.
Taste anything.
Nat 20 for the first one. So let's see if I can keep that going. Come on, baby. 18, not bad. I'll take that.
There you go.
So perception is going to be a 21 with bonuses.
There's a bag over your head. You move your arms, they're bound behind you. You hear chains clanking behind you, your feet again clanking.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear someone speak up.
missing something. Did you tell him your dad's name and then they
No.
hit you over the head and put you in a bag?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I gave them my name, and I said
What did your
that.
dad do?
Well, Dad was the head of intelligence, and
Not a very good one, apparently.
Related to Erlon's father?
Maybe he slept with everyone's father.
Did you name your dad?
I did not. You can make up whatever you would like. I just kind of left some of the details in the backstory
George
openly
Sherman.
vague.
George Sherman.
George Sherman.
You said
Sherman.
me off course here.
Oh,
What about
man.
German?
Yeah.
Okay. Your father's name is Fel'Than.
Fel'Than. Okay, works for me.
I still like Sherman.
Sherman.
What was your last name?
Savul.
Sherman Savol. That sounds
Yeah,
fantastic.
I like it. Can we vote on this?
Can we vote on your father's
Can we
name?
vote on your dad's name?
Doesn't matter to me.
You can hear somebody rummaging through parchment, and then it stops. You can hear somebody kind of, with your perception of 18, kind of mumbling words. You can hear the name Savol Delkik. You can hear the name of your father, and you can also hear the word retired. Disgracefully is another word you can hear under your breath.
Dishonorable discharge.
And the bag is then pulled off of your head. There's a bright light around, then it dims, and you can see this dragonborn sitting at a desk in front of you, and flanking you are the same two guards that knocked you out.
The two meatheads.
Assholes, as I like to call them.
The dragonborn in front of you, similar to you, except his scales on him are black, all the way down. He has these large, black, dilated eyes, from what you can see. And he looks at you intently, and he says, "You've come an awful long way for nothing."
I wouldn't say that.
You recognize this. Oh, actually, roll perception. You roll an 18 already. Sorry,
Yeah.
roll history.
History, okay.
That's what I did roll.
17.
17. You recognize this voice. Now that this dragonborn is coming into focus, you can see that you're familiar with this dragonborn. This dragonborn is named Fel'Than, in the ears for the Knights of Oros, and now he sits here in a position where your father might be positioned. And he says what he said.
So, he would give the same answer as before. He's just like, "Oh, I wouldn't say it was a waste of time."
Oh, what did you have planned for this occasion? In the middle of Hildera, showing up here, a disgraced family of the Knights of Oros. Coming in the front door, no less. You're lucky no one noticed you, and that Gruck and Heimer are one of us.
Gruckenheimer. Together, they sound funny. Sounds like a German word. Gruckenheimer.
No, it's an IKEA kitchen set.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. But, oh yeah, so Delkek is... So they are actually chains, you're saying, eh?
Oh yeah, they're
Okay.
chains. You can feel the iron.
Okay. Yeah, I had something else planned, but the iron's not going to work. So,
Oh, DC 20 to get out of it.
well, yeah, I'm not
They
getting
do.
that.
They do have it.
Errol never cares which plans, just so you know.
Yeah. But,
You will destroy them.
Yeah, he
Like
will
you guys
destroy,
like
pretty
to-
much. But
No, that's true.
I was hoping
Fair.
it would have been rope because
we-
obviously with the with hands bound like that, I could have like rolled a sleight of hand to like start subtly sawing away at the
Oh, there you go.
rope, right? But yeah, he just Dalkek looks at him and he's like, "You never realized why Creighton took the fall that he took."
I don't care why he fell. A disgrace is a disgrace. Mainly, it is you that caused it. You led a chain of events. And may I remind you that abandonment of one's post is a disgrace that the whole family bears. Your father didn't bear it well.
Oh, jeez, that's just flew at my hand. Delkek just kind of squints at him. He goes, well, perhaps I should take the information I've acquired on my travels back where it came from. I'm sure someone else would like to know the internal workings of the Knights of Oros.
Kind of looks around, smiles at the walls, and says, well, with an attitude like that, you ain't going much further than this room, I believe. If you're gonna
He's a pretty ballsy character.
Roll intimidation. Roll intimidation with that story.
Didn't you say you're...
I'm squishy, but picture Delkek like a chihuahua. He's squishy, but he's got bite.
You mean he's yappy?
Yeah, pretty much.
With extreme anxiety.
Intimidation, yeah, that was only a 8.
Peace and point.
So he looks around at the walls, smiling, and says that your threats do no good here. There is more men in here. Even if you were to eliminate what's in this room, you'd have a shower of soldiers falling down upon you. And I don't care who you are. Oros himself couldn't fight us off.
Delkek just kind of straightens himself up as much as he can, and he just says, I obviously planned for this. There are fail-safes in place to ensure my safety.
Well, whatever fail-safes you might have, you won't be alive long enough to hear them, if you keep up that attitude. However, if you're willing to make amends by doing a little something for me, I could be persuaded to perhaps help you with what you're trying to do. Now tell me, you didn't get it through yet. What are you trying to do? Why are you here?
Well, my travels abroad have basically ensured that I now have a larger network to prevent what happened before to happen again. The reason I'm here is to root out the major parts of the problem. Obviously, your intelligence network is compromised.
Everything is compromised. It's knowing that who is compromised and removing them is what the trick is.
I'm willing to bet you still haven't found the root cause of that problem.
I know who he is. You're speaking of Kurzaban, the one you let slip through your hands, the one who made the downfall of your entire family.
This is straight up. This is right into his backstory. Like he fucked up. He fucked up hard.
Do you remember his name?
Oh, of course, I remember that. But you don't know why Kurzaban slipped.
I don't. You were the only one there. The only one with information. Everyone else is no longer alive. I just find it very curious that you're here now, alive.
Long distance travels has its benefits.
Haven't seen your father about, have you? I heard he was doing a mine in the Korg.
Jeez. That wouldn't surprise me. He wasn't above getting his hands dirty.
That's for sure. I guess it runs in the blood.
You know what they say about blood. Runs thicker than water.
So, why don't we have a little chat? And remember who you're speaking to. Grook? Heimer? He nods out. They leave the room.
Jeez.
You did.
You're dead.
I just love how Kale very nicely said, check yourself before you wreck yourself at the very beginning.
Right. Yep. He's like Delkek is very he's ballsy and he's brash, but
I like that. That was good.
yeah,
That was good.
yeah, sometimes his mouth writes checks that his pocketbook can't cash. But
As the door closes, he continues. Krelfed had much favor in you. Knew you could go far. But he put you in the wrong place. You weren't meant to be there. Where I want you He's much more quiet. Much more stealthy. I need you. Also out there. Now you say you want Kurzaban. I know someone who might know where he is.
Delcat kind of quirks what I guess would be an eyebrow, because he doesn't really have hair. But he's like...
Whiskers, maybe.
Yeah, something, but he's...
Eye whiskers.
Yeah, something. He's just like, I'm listening.
Kurzaban, once he fled to a ship down through Brell's Foot. The ship had been at sea and he'd been gone for quite some time now, but he's still out there. He's been making a name for himself. Now we see everything. We can't find him, but we see everything he does. One way or another, we find out it was him behind it. But he's out there and he's free. We don't like that. Kurzaban not only stifled the growth of the Knights of Oros, the ears that keep us safe, but causing disgrace with one of the leading generals wasn't particularly well for him. It goes with a lot of, shall you say, debt.
He did always have quite lavish expenses.
So I say to you, if you're to find him and remove him from this plane, what would you want in return?
$500.
And you can have it, but it's in one of these 23 cases.
Let's play.
Right. I know you said you want to reform the ears as a more secure place. However, I don't trust you. You're disgraced. And if I were to put you in any sort of position, I would then lose my favor with those above me and with those around me. So, I cannot allow you in here. I don't even know if I can allow you out of here with your eyes open.
And he's going out again. Oh man, he's well, the plan was never to oppose you. The plan was simply to make sure that your network gained tighter security, further background checks than what you employ now. There are networks outside of this province that we can now check with my contacts. The plan has been to build this from the ground up, recheck everyone, make sure that there are no known connections to any of our enemies.
Or persuasion with advantage.
Okay.
This guy's rolling fairly low too.
Yeah, that was so the highest was a 14.
Okay, so you're meeting him brow to brow, every one
Yeah.
of these rolls. It's either a little bit above or he's got a little bit above you, so this is good, I like this. And he says, I guess you have the right of it. But until you bring back word that Kurzaban has been removed, I can't help you. But you do this for me, then we'll really talk. Do I have your word?
He just nods. It's a mutual agreement. Everyone benefits.
You see as he puts his hand over a spear on his table and the door opens again. Gruk and Heimer come in and he nods to them and then he nods to you. Roll the final persuasion.
Persuasion? Sure. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. That is a 17.
17, alright. As they come in, he looks at them and he says, Get him out of here. rough him up a little, but don't do too much. Make sure he can walk. As they walk over to you, they one of them, you're not sure if it's Crook or Heimer, but you can feel the chains come off and they kind of grab you by the scruff and pull you up.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget it last time, Fel'Than. And Fel'Than, this black dragonborn, comes over and looks you in the face. He just kind of really looks at you, and then he kind of flips your collar up and kind of fixes it up a little. If you're going to look the part, you might as well look it. And roll perception.
Man, I am not having a good day today. Jeez. That was a 8.
8.
I am not having a good start to this character. Holy crap.
He's kind of
Is it too late to
fixing.
take Arnell out of retirement?
Yeah, really.
He's kind of fixing
Just
your.
kidding, guys. I'm back.
Didn't work out with the woman.
You've been gone 10 minutes.
You've been gone. No, she's crazy. She's crazy, I tell you.
Changes as you move in together. There's no dowry.
Dowry.
So he's kind of patting at your shirt and kind of fixing your lapel, and he kind of pats at your right breast, and then he looks at them and he says, "All right, take him out of here. And remember what we talked about."
He just nods. All right. He just says, as he's being escorted out the door, next time you see me, we'll take care of our arrangement.
He nods, and these guys take you and walk you out.
It's pretty exciting.
Pull
We're
up
a
a
little
chair.
loud, sorry.
And they walk you out. They don't walk you out the same way this time. You guys walk for about 45 minutes, and you open into a room. And it's a circular room. It's fairly dark, and then there's this round steel rim in the middle of it. And they walk you up to it, and they kind of shove you onto it. You stumble a few steps, and you land in the middle of it, and you can feel it immediately just depressed downwards, and it kind of takes your stomach up like a fast elevator.
Oh, yeah.
And you're dropping. And then you go to the right-hand side, it stops, then it moves to the right-hand side, and it opens up about maybe 3 or 4 districts down. And you're right side up again. So you leave the Dragon's Fang from the side, and it takes you directly and quickly to the district number 5. As you roll to the edge, it meets up with the side of the district, and you can just kind of walk off right into the district. And as soon as you walk off, it zooms back and disappears into the Dragon's Fang.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you look around this is a very, very busy area. Not as busy as the first one, but even up here there are bards, maybe about half as many people. And around here, when you take a look, you can see this Bedadro's College of Bardic Excellence.
Mm-hmm.
To the left of that, you can see the Fel'Than Finishing Academy. There's a whole bunch of other stores. You can see the Old Guard, where they hire mercenaries and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And other larger stores. Those are the 2 main things. So the college and the finishing academy are the big things for this.
Mm-hmm.
And you are there. They give you your sack full of things. So they're all in a sack, in a brown sack that you have right now.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Well, first off, I'm going to get rid of this sack that I no longer need. And just kind of restore everything to where it was.
Right, as you're slipping everything in places, you're going to you hide a dagger into your right chest there, and you feel something.
Well, let's find out what that thing is.
You pull up this folded slip of parchment, and it has a name on it. The name is Dermot Cresthaven.
Dermot?
What?
Is he Dermot?
Did I?
I said Sherman, so
I think he said Dermot.
he
though.
definitely said Dermot.
He said Dermot.
My nemesis.
Also, it says on the paper, it says, it will do good to change your name.
Change your name.
But what's in a name?
What's in a name? Yep.
By any other word, or was it
Well done, sir.
Thanks, sir.
No, we were Lion King.
Wow, got one and got it right back.
Right, that's how it works. Use them. If you use them, you get them.
Absolutely.
You never want to be in a position to have a dice of inspiration and get another one.
Yeah, because you can't have it.
So as you mingle with the crowd, I'm going to say you've done your, after this point, I'm not going to get you to roll investigation to find Dermot. You easily do through your contacts of the underground. It takes a little bit more effort to find him. Not everybody's willing to say something, but you end up getting the information and find out that he is running a mine down near the bad air called the Old Gretsch Mine.
Old Gretsch Mine.
The old
Change that name yet?
Nope.
That's the
Errol named it.
official name now.
The official title is now the Old Gretsch Mine.
I love when he coined it. It was just like, what a perfect thing to say in front of someone, a store owner.
Yes.
It's just like it
We're up at
just
the old,
And the best-
the old Gretsch Mine.
And we're supposed to be starting it up under the Gretsch family.
Right.
That's why I love his character so much. I think that was an
just
accident,
says- he
but
just
it was
says
so
words
perfect.
sometimes,
It was
yeah.
perfect.
Oh, man.
It's like here, you're just implying guilt already. Like the Old Gretsch Mine.
Wink,
Yeah.
wink.
That we have 30 people at.
I give him a false name, and then he's like, "Hey, Rabbit, come here." I'm like, "Oh, God damn it!"
That's
Rah-rah.
He is magical, isn't he?
see, that's why
You
you got.
can't-
That's why you got to have a loudmouth character. It just makes that
But
much.
you can't. You
Yeah.
can't
You can't do
fake
anything.
that.
but-
You can't fake that. That is truly just Zach as a unicorn.
Oh, so good, so good.
Oh, man.
So you make your way through the crowd and kind of slink in. Be like, there's a lot of people dressed, a lot of nobility around here, so you kind of fit right in. Except for your drab dark clothing,
Yeah.
you hold yourself the way you're supposed to. Clearly, you hold yourself the way a noble does, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And you blend in with the crowd. We then go
It's like you've never seen me before.
to another crowd. Crowd of very low-born, poorly dressed dwarves. Caitlin,
Oh,
you are standing in a bar.
Is that you?
Once upon a time.
You
very
have.
long time ago.
Oh.
You have.
Catlin, wasn't it Catlin?
Catelyn?
Catlin, I think it was
Catelyn. Sorry,
But
go
yeah,
with
that was
Catelyn.
a very long time. Okay. Let's see what I can do here.
You find yourself in a tavern in Relna's Elbow, one of the towns along the lower shears, along the coastline, one of the bigger coastline towns. And you find yourself walking through a crowd of smelly, overworked, panhandling dwarves to this large board of old wooden planks, and you can see chunks of wood out of them, and there's daggers holding up pieces of paper and spikes holding up other pieces of paper, and you're reading along, and you see a wanted poster for a drow elf, just a nameless drow elf with this may or may not have a wolf companion. You also see a reward for information on the Garden of Eden. As they disappeared, they were taken captive by a bunch of goblins, says 40 or so dwarven nobles that didn't say anything about it.
Just let them go.
But that is another post there. You also see several other wanted posters. And
Reading the news here.
yeah. You can see 3 or 4 signs labeled by the South Shire Alliance trying to gather militia, it seems. There's directions and people to see and different names.
Haven't tried that yet.
And then
Do I still have a boat?
we're gonna get to that. From behind you, you can feel someone poke down low on your back. Someone poke in the back with a stick.
The hell?
Nani.
Oh no! Please don't ever do that to me. That would break my
That would-
brain.
You have three.
Holy shit! Yeah, that would hurt a lot.
So you get this poke on your back, and you look around, look back, and it's Carlig, the old dwarf.
The ship captain?
Yep.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Remember the ship name?
God, no. You're lucky I remember.
The
remember my name.
The Gold Swale.
The gold swale.
The Gold Swale, I think. Whatever.
It is
Yeah,
low.
that sounds right.
Well, it is now.
Right.
I actually have it written down, but I'm not going to go back to
That
those
sounds
pages.
accurate.
It's going to take it's
Sounds
pretty
familiar
close.
anyway.
And
People binge listening there are like, no, that's not what
Neil!
it was. It was
Neil! Where's Neil? Neil, let us know!
Yeah. he pokes
Yeah,
you in
this
the
is our
back.
traditional shout out
Yeah.
Yeah.
to Neil. God bless.
And as Carly pokes you in the back, and he says, "Hey, best be we off. We got the supplies."
Did you look at all the stuff on this board?
He squints his eyes.
He can't read.
he was also
There's
blind.
pictures. There's pictures.
He's
It's the same captain. I think he's blind.
he
What?
squints.
He might be blind. I know he's pretty decrepit, but
Yeah.
he might have been blind.
No, he's
I think he's blind when he's not on his boat.
he. Yes, that's it. That's right. When he's on his boat, he can perceive all the things that are happening on his ship. But get him off his
He has
ship.
boat sense.
Yeah.
Boat sense.
Dice of inspiration.
Excellent.
Oh,
No,
Yeah, you
seriously.
can have Heidi's
That's
dice.
fantastic. No, that's great.
That-
Boat sense. I love it. I love
That's
it. Boat
amazing.
sense. That might be
I would
episode
like to
title.
I would
Boat
like to
sense.
develop my boat sense.
Boat sense. Yeah.
So, Garlic pokes you in the back, says that. He says, "We got all the supplies. We're gonna head back.
Where are we going?
Where do you want to go, Captain?"
Captain.
Oh, fuck.
You would remember that a few months back, Carlig
Realize he
Just
can't see?
just doesn't have it in him to command anymore.
But he can still stab me in the spine with his cane.
He is still an effective member of the crew, but just wanted to take a step back.
That's fair.
So you've worked yourself up in the ranks quite quickly. Must have
Throwing a
been-
couple people overboard.
Oh.
and things have happened that you lost some crew and had to get them in. Turnover on the sea is pretty high.
That's true.
So
Accidents happen.
you guys exit the tavern. A few days later, you find yourself on the ship. As you look out, the seas are perfectly calm, and they have been for 2 weeks now.
Something bad is about to happen here.
You've never seen them calm in your lifespan.
Wish I had some of that boat sense right now.
Speaking of that,
Hasn't she only been on boats for?
she's been on the shoreline though. She's been
Okay.
on the docks and stuff like that. Yeah, so she's been able to be by the sea. As you
Because
say
when we
that,
took her on the boat, that was the first time she's ever
yeah,
been on
she
a
was
boat.
working for
a farm.
working a farmhand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, a farmhand right
Oh,
on the
oh.
coast there. That's right.
And I was just like, shit, yeah, boat, let's go.
That's right.
That's how that happened.
Bodie McBoatface.
And
Basically.
speaking of boat sense, Carly comes over and he looks out. He kind of sees your questioning concern. And he says, I feel what you're saying, what you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's
Bad.
I'm weary. Something has happened." And he looks up at the sky and something's happening. I've never seen it this calm before.
Yeah, we should maybe make for sure.
If that's your word, Captain.
You're the one with the boat sense?
As I've said before, take one step off this boat, I'm blind as a bat. So as your conversation with Carly kind of trails off, we fade out into the sunset. Then we fade back in to a torch smashed into a rock face.
Is it still me?
I don't know. You don't know yet. I'm just happen to be looking at you.
Oh, okay. I was like, God, we're switching characters. I'm not prepared.
And
Hits Rose.
Here we go.
there's a flicker of torchlight, and you can hear this raucous laughter in this hard goblin language. As you can hear a door squeak open, an old wooden door, the same wooden door that you're familiar with. As you can see, two goblins start walking down, and they stop by your particular cage. They unlock it, and they pull you out, Rose. You have You have
Some confusion.
you have a rope tied around your neck,
Oh, yeah.
and they're tugging you along like an animal, even though they're half your size.
Alright.
And they drag you out. Your hands are also bound. And they bring you into this main area where there's this large, almost round, sort of ovalish underground area. There's torches and everything banged into the wall all around. There's this large chair in the middle, kind of staring at a stalactite in front of it. And on the stalactite, you can see this human man bound to it. And he has about a dozen daggers stuck in his chest, and you can see even more holes than that, as if daggers had fallen out. You are dragged to another cage, and there you're thrust in this round cage with a wooden bottom, and you're anchored and you're pulled up about 6 or 7 feet off the ground. And one of them slides in a ratty old violin, only has 2 strings on it, and they give you the bow as well. They look at you and they say, "Remember, no magic." And it's in like half Goblin, because you're starting to learn Goblin now since you've been there for several months. "Remember, we still got your sisters back there. Now play what he likes." And they poke you with the stick. "Play! Play! Play!"
No magic. Okay, so I gotta get into Rose mode here.
None, Catelyn, Rose.
I know, it broke my brain a little bit. I'm used to just being weird and
That's what's it's like being a DM.
it sucks. Don't do it.
Yes.
Do not recommend.
This is what I have to look
That's
for.
why I don't DM. So she's been. How long has she been down here now? I mean,
You
she
don't
knows,
know.
but she knows that there's no point in resisting, probably.
It's been day after day. They take you out. They take one of your sisters out. They take the other one out. You guys just get enough sleep, enough rest just to play for the next day. And they get you to play the same 3 songs over and over. Your 3 greatest hits, of course. But still, the same 3 songs over and over and over again.
So she picks up the violin, takes the violin, puts it to her chin, and kind of
How fast is it?
really half-heartedly starts playing a couple of notes. Aching hands, aching everything, and it's just kind of
Roll
exasperated.
performance with disadvantage. So
Oh,
what's
I don't
that-
have her stats.
What's that on
It
the
was a
dice?
3.
It was a 3?
Yeah, it
so
wasn't good.
7, probably,
Yeah, it was shit.
something like
It
that.
was shit, whatever it was.
It's 2 strings. How can they ask anybody to play an instrument with 2 strings? But that's far beyond the point. Now, you've been a captive here, and you're just going through the motions and doing it. You get through the first song, and the second song, and the third, and then he pokes you again. "Do it again! Do it again!" They're throwing more daggers at this body that's clearly dead. It's a corpse. There's no blood even dripping from it now. But
That's gross.
you can see the one...
Fucking goblins.
The chair in the middle is empty, and from the back you can see something going on, like the goblins, almost like the sea, kind of part for something larger, and you can see this massive bugbear walk out of the darkness in the back.
And excuse me, what?
A bugbear. It's like a giant goblin,
Okay.
but he's furry, very dangerous. Big arms, big legs. He probably stands about 7.5 feet tall. Big fangs coming out of his mouth,
Gross. Okay.
and he sits in the chair. And it's looks like it was just made for him. Very terrible workmanship. Just kind of nailed together, but he, it's holding him. But it's raised on this lopsided rock, and he's looking at the stalactite, and he
Oh, he's not
speaks.
even looking at me.
Nope, not
I'm
even
just
looking at
background noise. Okay.
you. Yep. And
Well, there goes that plan.
he sits down and he says in Goblin, you can catch half of it. He says, "Get that down. Go get Vega." A few minutes later, they pull out this drow elf naked.
Does Rose know anything about?
You seen Vega?
Yeah, he was in the shop. Remember, we sold stuff to him.
No, Vega wasn't.
Yeah.
Not in the shop. That was a different guy. That was the purple cloak guy. Vega, you didn't see Vega. Vega stabbed you.
Right.
And you didn't see Vega.
That's what I was wondering if
but
I
you
knew.
did see Vega when you got captured by the goblins.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering if I had correlation between what had happened in the before times versus what.
I was going to leave that up to George and see how much you guys shared as being in prison, or
Yeah,
but
then
unfortunately
George had to
is
go and not
in prison
be
himself. So.
Yeah.
But they pull him out, and you can see him. He's trying to walk. He's squinting. He stumbles a few times. He's not looking good. He's bleeding from his mouth and his eye. One of his eyes is completely black and swollen over, and the bugbear kind of looks at him and he points to the stalactite, and the goblins kind of do this goblin on goblin trick where they kind of lift him up and they end up tying him to the stalactite. Now the stalactite only sits maybe 4 or 5 feet off the ground. It's a big one. Seems to be like the main centerpiece in this particular cave, and it's all this white kind of salt that's kind of dripped down and hardened. Maybe like a salt-sulfur mixture or something. And they begin to tie him up. And you see from the opening where there's just a bit of light coming in, it must be the opening to the outside, a dwarf walks in. Right? Dwarf walks in. He walks in, he looks around, and he puts his hand to his head, and he pulls off this hat, and he turns into a goblin. And he walks up to the bugbear, and he whispers something in his ear, and he passes him a piece of paper. He opens the parchment, and you can see, you can read the words on it. It says...
Garden of Eden's greatest hits.
No.
No.
Warrant.
Volume 1.
Wanted. Unnamed drow. May or may not have a wolf companion. And it says that, and it says on the bottom, an absurd number of gold.
Do I know about her shifting abilities?
Yeah, you do. For sure. Yeah, she was, you guys were living together for a while.
I just wasn't sure if that was like a trauma response.
She'd
always been a dog.
She may have been using it in practice or not, but I'm sure you being sister, you would have known.
I would have told you that at some point.
Well, there you go.
I'm like, hey, when you get older, you might turn into a wolf.
BTW, I'm a dog now.
And you see that, and you can hear the bugbear. As they're just about to tie him up, he exhales. And he says, well, it looks like you're coming with us. You're going to be a good gift to Lord of Grackle. You and the Grave of Eden. And he says Grave of Eden because goblins don't really have a name for garden. So the closest thing is a dirt pile, which is a grave. So he refers to
I
as...
might change the name of the band. After this, if I
survive, yeah.
As he looks over at you, Rose, and he says, as you kind of lulled in the playing there, his eyes snap over to you, and he says, play!
And she stops for a second. And then she says, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. What do you think? What's the reward on that poster? How much? What am I worth?
Oh, no, this is for Vega.
Oh, I thought he had the Garden of Eden or something.
No, the Garden of Eden was just a help
he's just
basically
gonna
to find
give
you
it.
guys.
Just gonna give. Okay.
This one, if you were...
gift. We were a gift.
Yeah.
Vega's got. There's a reward for Vega. Okay, I understand.
Gotcha. And you say... So you still say no?
Yeah, I'm not playing. Fuck that.
Okay, he stands up.
I'm done.
And he says,
I'm done with you, bear boy, bug boy, whatever you are.
Bring her down. He walks over.
Bring me down.
He tells him to open up the cage, and he grabs you by the neck, and he lifts you up over his head, and he throws you through the door you came out of. Launches you like 20 feet into the door. The door smashes open. You're immediately unconscious.
regret that decision. Or I will when I wake up.
If
If I wake up.
Ow.
Mm.
Getting
I'm
back
gonna
unconscious
try
is
to
the
seduce
theme
him.
of the day.
I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Bug boy.
Delkick,
Yes.
as you're making your way out of the crowd in District Number 1, you found out from a few people where the old Gretsch mine is, and the people that kind of run it now. It's a different crew. As the stories you've heard that the previous owners have disappeared. There's stories of a violent attack of something. People said they heard skittering and stuff. They didn't really see anything though, but they certainly found the bodies.
Yeah.
What was left of them?
Nom.
And you are there making your way down. Now we head back to you guys at the manse.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Change the brain around.
So Nani's easy though, because food.
That's all
Yeah.
the
do I need to cook anything?
Nope.
Do I need to hit anything with a frying pan?
Erlon's not here, so I can't really vote him. That's pretty much it.
So back at the manse, you guys have cleaned up. The night has passed. You guys wake up. Nani's making breakfast. What do you guys want to do today? Erlon has come in and informed Ravim that he's going to be heading up the mine for today. He's got a handle on things down there. They're a pretty good crew. And he also informs you that the next batch of dwarves have come. But it's strange. He's not sure about them. They look a little thin, gaunt, a little pale in the face. Not really completely trustworthy, maybe. He doesn't get the air of confidence from them. But that's all.
Cheap crew.
This is the cheap crew. Yeah. So you guys have some time.
Well, I would have made a list of the damages dealt. Mostly how many windows we need replaced.
How many windows did we break this time?
3 major windows need replacing.
Or Nani accidentally hit one with a frying pan.
Oh yeah? Up 4 of them.
Accidentally.
Accidentally.
Repetitively.
She wasn't jumping at limits. She just was walking by. Mistakes
What's a
were
12-foot frying pan?
Mistakes were made. Sometimes it's hard to navigate through the hallways.
Finally get my clothes.
So you guys had to make a run up to Elis, the wardrobe, Nero's wardrobe.
Yeah.
So most of these things you can, the windows are inconsequential. You can stop by. It's a small amount of funds to get that fixed out of the Dermot Fund.
From the general store by the tram where we didn't go the first time because we were too busy staring at
He
it.
can handle it.
As long as you don't take Nani with you, everything's fine.
Maybe a couple extra hands to help around the house.
He can also. Or,
Why are you looking at me? Greg, why are you looking at me? Huh? She couldn't handle the heat.
Breckide's Labor and Services can easily handle that for you. A crew to help you clean the house and do that sort of thing. Daryl's Simple Goods. Or no, Telkin's Mine Supply.
And for Daryl?
Telkin's Mine Supply can get you the glass that you need. It's not their kind of thing, but they know people.
Yeah.
You know.
I know a guy.
Exactly.
She's got connection.
And do you guys all go to the wardrobe?
Yeah, I got a dress waiting for him.
That's right.
I'll just follow her.
Okay. You
I'd like
guys
some dancing
head
shoes.
up
I think I'd like some dancing
to the
shoes.
first
Clogs.
district.
Wooden clog.
I feel like that would fit Nani.
Tippity tap. Never be able to sneak up on anyone again.
Who is it? Let's see.
Put a little bell around my neck.
Cereza at this point does go with you.
Yeah.
And she gets you guys free passage up to the first district.
Does she seduce the
No.
Nope, she
she's
has
Yeah.
she's a part of the Fel'Than Finishing Academy. She
Everyone
has
knows
access.
that
She
one.
can go anywhere she wants without paying any fee for
she's
transportation.
now.
Unless it's a major tram, that's different. But like stairs, the lower trams are all for free. If she were to take the main tram, the luxury tram, up to the top, that would still cost some money. But she does that, and she bids you guys adieu for the day. She has things to take care of at the Fel'Than Finishing Academy. You guys make your way to Narrow's wardrobe.
Oh, hello.
Since this is the next day, the next morning, you guys go into the wardrobe. The door dings as you open it, and all of you enter. We have Ravim, we have Frank, we have Nani, we have Galus. That's all for now. You can hear the sounds of someone working on one of the wheel machines, and as you go in there, you see 3 sets of wheel machines actually going at the same time, and you can see Ela right away, and you can see 2 similar other Dragonborn standing there just working away furiously at things. And she doesn't notice you. Roll perception.
I was going to say, didn't we just go over that this place has a bell?
Yeah, it does, but they're really into what they're doing.
They're saying they're loud.
Yeah. So she, I guess,
Better go.
she, after a few moments, she does kind of look back over her shoulder, and she does see, and she stops immediately, and she puts the needle down, and she comes over, and she says, "Hi, where is she? Well, where's Cereza?"
She hasn't met you yet.
No, I know. I was just gonna wait.
Sarissa had some dealings with the finishing college.
Of course she would. She looks over at the two other Dragonborn, and they both kind of look at her with just kind of like not knowing what to do now. They're like they've been talking about it all night, and now Cereza isn't here.
What was Sarissa supposed to do?
Well, she's. You must know. You're her guard. She's one of the voices of Feldera. Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This has been The Depths of Fel'Than, Episode 15, Grave of Eden, Part B.